The Thurnos Uprising and the Days of Hell Rising, an account of betrayal, war, and the turning point of a city's soul. By Professor Emeritus Aldric van Marrin, Chair of Post-Second Age Histories. Collegium Thalantheum. The man who opens the door to hell rarely expects to be the first one through. Attributed to Alexander Krieger, speaking on Thurnos Upton's betrayal events depicted from 1 Julran 5 ARI. Prelude to Madness. In the 5th year of the Third Age, the steel city of Titan, foremost among the great city-states of Olyndar, teetered on the brink of destruction. What began as a celebration of unity and triumph swiftly descended into chaos. Known today as the Thurnos Uprising, or more ominously the Days of Hell Rising, this event remains among the most devastating and psychologically scarring in the city's history. At the center of the storm was a man Titan once hailed as a hero, Thurnos Upton, a warlock whose intellect, charisma, and mastery of illusion allowed him to rise through the city's ranks unchallenged. While publicly he served as a protector of Titan, Thurnos was, in truth, the high priest of a secretive cult devoted to the Old Ones, eldritch beings whose designs on the mortal realm are incomprehensible, and whose whispers infect minds with madness and desire. Known to his followers as the Veiled Conduit, Thurnos spent years cultivating disillusioned and vulnerable citizens, offering them forbidden knowledge, arcane power, and a twisted kind of purpose. In the dark catacombs beneath Titan, he prepared not merely a rebellion, but a ritual designed to tear open the fabric of reality itself. 2. The Feast. Before the fall, the city's tragedy began on a day meant for celebration. After a heroic victory against a coalition of corrupted dragons, Thurnos and his companions, Edgar Guiu, alchemist and rifleman, Iodon, royal elf wizard, Zephyr, lightning-born monk, Korag, half-orc warlock, Savlas the whimsical, druid of unknown lineage, and Darvath Bitterbrew, a seasoned orcish warrior, were to be honored by the city's highest officials at a feast in Stormhall Spire. Also in attendance was Alexander Krieger, a golden-scaled dragonborn and one of the Order of the Iron Soul's most renowned paladins. Though not part of Thurnos' adventuring band, he had fought beside them during the campaign and remained a close ally of Edgar Guiu. Known for his divine blade, Auric Fang, and a presence that inspired both awe and reverence, Krieger was a visible pillar of Titan's hope and martial virtue. But beneath the civility and pageantry, a storm churned. P3. The Ritual and the Rift. As the feast commenced, Thurnos' cult revealed its hand. Across Titan, dozens of long sleeper cells activated simultaneously. Ritual circles, etched secretly into the bones of the city, pulsed with unnatural power. These weren't mere riots. Each was a node in a city-wide summoning matrix designed to turn Titan into a gate for the far realms. At its heart lay the eternal nothing, a mysterious silver disk embedded in the earth. A relic from the Second Age that Thurnos intended to transform into an anchor for an entity known only as He Who Speaks Beneath Thought. Monstrosities poured from every crack in the city, creatures twisted by Thurnos' arcane gifts. Sections of Titan burned, others warped under eldritch pressure. Districts such as Inkstone Heights, Sable Hollow, and the Violet Chain were utterly destroyed, their foundations permanently scarred by otherworldly energies. Thousands perished. Hundreds vanished. The city trembled. 4. The First Battle of Titan. Titan's survival was far from assured. The outer defenses fell rapidly. The Guard, despite their bravery, were overwhelmed. But the city did not stand alone. Sir Dural Embertusk, a towering figure of calm authority within the Order of the Iron Soul, took personal command of the city's defense. Though his station did not require direct combat, when the outer walls began to crack and his paladins faltered, Dural descended into the fray. He donned the enchanted armor of the Iron Soul and entered what the Order calls the battle trance, a divine state of focused wrath. Gone was the gentle mentor. In his place stood an unstoppable force of justice. With his warhammer, carved with runes of protection and judgment, he shattered wave after wave of eldritch horrors, his tusks and massive frame battering back foes alongside the fury of the divine. His greatest challenge came in the form of a monstrosity crafted by Thurnos himself, a titan of flesh and iron that embodied hatred and chaos. The duel between the two was fierce, but Dural, with will tempered by compassion and a heart made indomitable by duty, prevailed. The creature fell, and with it, the line held. Elsewhere, chaos reigned. Chaos. V. The betrayal at the eternal nothing. At the center of the summoning ritual, beneath the eternal nothing, Thurnos awaited. His disguise dropped, his body cloaked in living glyphs and shadows. He faced his companions, not as a hero, but as the master of the cult. What followed was not a battle, but a reckoning. Ioden fell first, undone by temporal magic that turned his own spells against him. Zephyr died mid-strike, his momentum stolen by some invisible hand. Savlas vanished, either taken into another realm or consumed by the spellwork itself. But Edgar, Korag, Darvoth and Alexander remained, and they stood fast. At the crescendo of the ritual, a blinding light filled the heavens. A platinum dragon, its wings burning with celestial fire, descended upon the eternal nothing. Whether summoned by divine intercession or ancient magic, no one knows. What is certain is this: the battle turned. Thurnos was struck down, not killed, but ripped into the rift he had created, his body and soul consumed by the madness he had unleashed. 6. Rebuilding from ashes. When the flames died and the screams faded, Titan stood, but at great cost. The destruction was immense. Some districts, like the Violet Chain, were left in ruins and have never been rebuilt. Others were remade entirely, the stone itself purged and reforged. The Order of the Iron Soul, once seen as purely ceremonial by some, gained new reverence. Sir Dural Embertusk became a legend, though he accepted no such title. He returned to his role, soothed the wounded, comforted the grieving, and reminded the city that strength without kindness is hollow. Alexander Krieger, though victorious, was marked deeply by the events. Thurnos had been not just a comrade, but a symbol of the city's promise. His betrayal shook Alexander's faith, not in his god, but in the institutions around him. Though still a paladin at the time, that battle would mark the beginning of his divergence from the Order, a journey which in time would see him walk a different path. 7. Legacy, the wound and the warning. The Thurnos Uprising was not merely an attempted coup or a failed summoning. It was a moment when the soul of Titan was laid bare. It revealed how easily lies can take root in fertile soil, how even celebrated heroes can fall into darkness, and how the structures of civilization, no matter how strong, are only as enduring as the will of those who defend them. But it also showed us something else. That courage, when shared, can stand against anything. That even as the veil of reality threatens to tear, mortals, flawed, wounded and unyielding, can stand against the dark. May we never forget the fire, nor the ones who walked through it. History is not there to comfort, it is there to remember. Van Marrin's Lectures, Volume 9.